Hey there, crazy kids. I am the good old gamer, and welcome to Star Wars The Old Republic. In previous videos recently, I put up a straw poll to determine which of the 8 character classes in the Star Wars The Old Republic that you would like to see me play out, which one, and Jedi Knight won. So we'll be playing that in this series. Now, before we get to the details on that, let's go ahead and check out all of the classes real quick, just a quick glance, so you can see which ones are available in case you want to play this game yourself. There's a link in the description of this video and every video in this series to where you can go to play this game for free. I think it's up to about level 50 or so. You can play through all the classes for free. Well, I think you can play for like 2 classes for free. But if you check the link in the description, you can get a few extras. I think it's some XP extras and maybe some items that normal free to play players wouldn't get. So go ahead and check that out if you want to play this game. But I'll show you what classes are available real quick. We'll go check out the Empire side first, since we're not going to be playing those characters. This is the Imperial Agent. They're like a sniper class. Um, so they're mainly DPS. I think they have some healing too, depending on which of the advanced classes you get. This is the Bounty Hunter class. These are tanks and DPS. This is the Sith Inquisitor class. These are the Force users, the big time Force user Sith, ones with a lot of lightning and other telekinetic powers and stuff. These are your like area of effect casters, healers, all that fun stuff. And then the Sith Warriors. These are the ones that use lightsabers in combat, and the Force aids them in that. So they're DPS and tanks. And then, of course, if we go back here to the factions, if it'll let me. Oh, yeah. I didn't see the warning there. Sorry. uh, If we go back here to these, we can go to the Republic side, and they have the same basic classes. The abilities are flavor different, but it's flavor text. Once you play one class on one side, you get to play the other on the other side the same way. So this is the Republic Trooper. These guys are equivalent to the bounty hunters, I believe, on the Empire side. So they're going to be tanks and DPS. This is the smuggler. These guys are equivalent to the Imperial agents on the other side. These guys are DPS, and one of the advanced classes has healing. This one's the Jedi Consulars. These are equivalent to the Sith Inquisitors. They're the big time Force users. So they're healers, and they've got all the big area of effect Force spells. And then the Jedi Knights are equivalent to the Sith Warriors. They're the ones that use lightsabers primarily in combat. One version can be a tank with a lightsaber and a shield. The other version has dual lightsabers. And they're the big DPS powerhouses. The funny thing is about the Consulars and the Inquisitors, you would think they'd be primarily using the Force, right? So, but they each have an advanced class version that's kind of stealthy and uses double-bladed lightsabers. So that's pretty cool. If you want to use a double-bladed lightsaber, you have to play out a Jedi Consular or a Sith Inquisitor. But anyways, like I said in the beginning of this video, we had a poll, and the poll said that the Jedi Knight wins. So that's what we're going to be playing out in this video. If you check over here, we've got these different tabs up top that'll let you see what are they about. The Jedi Knights can also wear heavy armor, medium or heavy armor. A lot of the best armor in the game is adaptive, which means any of the classes can wear it. There's no real armor restrictions on it, but these guys can wear the heavier armors if you end up having them. The Inquisitors, I believe, can only wear light armor, maybe medium, but I know they can't wear heavy like the Jedi Knights do. Plus, like I said, they get lightsabers, and depending on the advanced class, you can either get a shield or a second lightsaber in the offhand. Then, of course, we've got the abilities. You can pause and read here if you're interested. These just tell you basically what's available, that they're big time, like you can see here, big time combat saber fighters. And then the advanced classes, we won't get into this until level 10 when this choice unlocks, but eventually we'll get to either pick Jedi Sentinel or the Jedi Guardian. The Jedi Guardians have the single saber and the shield, and then the Sentinels have the dual lightsabers that you can see there. Obviously, these ones are all DPS. This one has the option to be a tank as well as some extra DPS. We're probably going to be the Jedi Sentinel because they're just cooler to watch for you guys. I think in terms of the combat, you probably would like to see the flashier double sabers. And we'll probably go with the combat spec here. Once you pick your advanced class, you get an option to level up in one of these three. You can change these later, but once you pick your advanced class, you're stuck with that. So be sure you pick the one you want to play. And then you can pick whichever spec you want. We're probably going to go with the combat one because it's the easiest one and I played it before and I'm pretty familiar with it. But I'll just throw this out there right now since we haven't gotten to this point yet in the game to level 10. Before we get to this option, if you guys would like to see me play out a Jedi Guardian, or if you would like to see me play out one of these other options, the Watchman or the concentration spec on the Jedi Sentinel, let me know in the comments below. I'm not particularly concerned either way. I've already played out the Sentinel portion, so I could play out the Guardian for new, or we could play out this. It's up to you guys. Just let me know in the comments below. If I don't hear from you guys, we'll probably be going with the Sentinel, but we can go with the other one too. It's fine. We'll get more into details on what is available in terms of abilities and stuff later when we get to the option to pick one of these at level 10. We'll get the chance to look through all the available options before we make our decision. But this is the kind of idea of what you can get right now. And then combat role. This basically tells you we can be DPS or tanks. You can pause and read if you're interested. And then the story here, I'll kind of scroll through and let you guys read it if you're interested. This is kind of a little bit of a backstory, but it's mostly generic to the class as a whole rather than the character itself. Basic story that you would expect out of a Jedi Knight. Guardian of the light side, blah, blah, blah. The usual stuff. Again, you can check this all out for free. Just click the link in the description below if you want to check out the game for free. You can play, I think it's 2 classes all the way through to level 50. And then, of course, if you subscribe every month, it's like $15 a month or something. You can play all of the classes for as long as you want to each month. But we're going to continue on. Go to the next section here. We pick Jedi Knight. And now we get to pick the race. Now, I've unlocked a bunch of these options. I can pretty much play everything except this right here, which is the evil version of the Zabrak. Well, I shouldn't say evil. It's the Empire side of the Zabrak. I haven't played a Zabrak yet on the Empire side, so I'm not able to play it. But I have unlocked these other ones, so I'm not entirely sure which you get to start off with. I know any class can be a human, but some of these you have to unlock through playing up to level 50 in a character on one side or the other, one faction or the other. And then these two here, the Cathar and the Togruta, these two are unlocked through the cartel market. You can't unlock these any other way. So you won't start off with these unless you go out of your way to buy them on the cartel market. I think I'm going to go ahead and play a Sith Pureblood because this isn't the class. This isn't like a Sith Warrior or a Sith Inquisitor. This is the race, the Sith Pureblood from, I don't know, Korriban or wherever they come from. So I think it would be kind of fun and ironic in a sort of way to play a Jedi Knight, light-sided character, but a Sith pureblood. I think that would be kind of funny to see going around. And I don't think that the developers went out of their way to make a comment about it with the NPCs and stuff, but just in case, it'd be pretty funny to see them react to the Sith pureblood. So I think that's what we're going to go with. Now we're going to continue on, and we'll get to pick the gender. We can pick either male or female. I already have a female Jedi Knight, if you guys have seen my previous videos on SWTOR, various tips and tricks and stuff. So we're going to play out a male just because I haven't before.
To serving others.
And some of the relationships through your companions and stuff are different depending on your gender. None of the abilities or anything are different. It's all aesthetics and what you want to play out, but some of the relationships with the companions are different. So we're going to go ahead and go with the male here. And we've got all of these different character combinations to pick from. So I'm going to go ahead and create my character off camera because it's going to take a little while. And then I'll come back when we've got something to go with here. So give me just a second and we'll come back with the look of the character here. Alright, and we're back. This is the character that I decided to go with. Um, I don't know, I've come up with the backstory kind of that this guy, since he's a Sith pureblood, he was originally like a runt in his family, like an outcast. He was kind of beat up as a kid, and he was kind of shoved away from his family on Korriban, and he was one of the few Sith bloods that have a pure heart. You know, I'm going to play him light-sided, and so the reason that he ended up joining the Jedi as a Jedi Knight is because, well, he was rescued by the Republic, probably by the Jedi themselves, and so that's why there's a Sith pureblood as a member of the Jedi Knights, because he was
I've dedicated my life to serving others.
because he was a he was ostracized from the Sith, from the Empire, from Korriban, from all the other people. So that's just the backstory in my head. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't There's nothing like that in the game. It's just, backstory in my head. Whenever you come up with a character in an RPG, I always think it's fun to make up some backstory of how they came to be where they are, especially when it's such an ironic sort of character like this, a Sith pureblood as a Jedi. You don't really see that happening too often. Yeah, that's my story, and I consider him to be like the runt of the family because he's also not that big. This is the shortest.
I've dedicated my life to serving
This is the
others.
shortest body type for the guy characters in the game. I'll show you here real quick. You can be medium build. This is a regular build. This is what most NPCs and probably most players play as. Then you can be a giant, or you can be a bigger, stockier guy. But I decided to go with the shortest one, the smallest one, as
Serving
part of
others is
the
both a duty
backstory.
and an honor.
One, because it makes for a cool kind of character design, I think, and for another, because I haven't played out a super short guy character yet. I don't think. I think maybe one of my female characters is the smaller one, but not the guys yet. So I decided to go with that. Anyways, let's pick a name for this. Now this might take a while because a lot of these names end up unavailable, especially since the game's been out a while. But let's see. Oh, let's see. Garrick. Can we play as Garrick? No. I picked the name Garrick because Star Trek Deep Space Nine, there was a Cardassian named Garrick, and Cardassians are generally bad guys in Star Trek, but that one turned out to be a good guy. So I thought it'd be kind of a neat little comparison, but I don't think we're going to be able to have his name. Garrick? Nope. Garrick? Nope. Um, Maybe we won't be able to pick Garrick. Let's see. Hmm. I'd skip this until I found a name that works, but as soon as you pick a name that works, the the game loads up, so it doesn't really give me a chance to restart in time. The video, I mean. Garrick. Nope. Uh, Garrick. Nope. Um, Maybe Gaston. Nope, invalid name now. Not even an unavailable name, an invalid one. Um, Gavin. Nope. This is what's tricky about this. Gantok. Nope. Who would have these names? Gatlin? Gatlin! Okay, so we're playing as Jedi Knight Gatlin. Because the stupid system.
Welcome to Tython, Padawan. Everyone at the temple is looking forward to meeting you. Your former masters praise your combat skills. They say you're becoming an expert duelist.
It's easy to excel when you're trained by the best.
The Jedi Council will assign you a new master to oversee your final trials. You'll be tested in ways you can't imagine. But when you leave Tython, you'll know what it means to be a Jedi Knight. More importantly, you'll know yourself.
I'm eager to face these trials. Where do I start?
There's a speeder here that will take you to... Hang on. Getting an emergency signal. Flesh Raiders, armed with blasters? He must be mistaken.
What are these things? Animals?
Flesh Raiders are a species of hostile natives. They're smart enough to use tools and violent beyond reason. I'm sending every able-bodied Jedi down to the Padawan training grounds right away. Especially you.
What makes me any better than the others?
You've been trained for dangers like this. I know I can count on you. Take the speeder outside to the training grounds, push back the Flesh Raiders, and find out if they're really using advanced weapons. Go. I'll catch up with you after I alert the Jedi Council. May the Force be with you.
Alrighty then, we're back, ladies and gents. And that's the introduction to the Jedi Knight. All the classes have a different sort of introduction, obviously. But that's that one. And now that we've created the character here, Gatlin, the last name is Carter. That's because of the legacy that I have. We'll get into that later. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. This will be the first introduction video to the series. In the next video, keep this in mind, the next video is going to be character preparation. There really isn't going to be any questing, any sort of exploring too much. We're going to get ready with some extra preparation that you won't have if you're starting out this game with a brand new character for the very first time. Get a little bonuses, a little inside look on what you can do with a second character or beyond. But stay tuned for that. If you're looking forward to more playthroughs and you don't care about the behind the scenes preparation stuff, skip ahead to the third episode. But stay tuned for extra prep next time if you're interested to see how I set up my characters so you can get an idea or maybe inspiration how to set up yours. Anyways, I am the Good Old Gamer. This has been more Star Wars, The Old Republic. And stay tuned for Jedi Knight, light-sided Sith pure blood Gatlin here next time. Bye-bye for now.